welcome to the Narrowing Path, Walking the Spiritual Walk. My name is Stephen Einstein. Thank you for joining me again for another reading of James Allen's Daily Meditations. It has been fantastic so far through January, and I'm looking forward to this one. I feel like January is going to end with a bang. Don't know why, just a suspicion, I guess. But so we are reading for this year James Allen's Daily Meditations. He's got a book of 365 meditations, and this will be fresh to you, fresh to me, so you will get my genuine response, reactions, and observations, and anything I relate to in the reading, and we will be able to go through this a day at a time, and I'm really excited about it. It's been great so far, and thanks for everybody that's been joining me, and here we go for January 29th. By earnest self-examination, strive to realize, and not merely hold as a theory, that evil is a passing phase, a self-created shadow, that all your pains, sorrows, and misfortunes have come to you by a process of undeviating and absolutely perfect law, have come to you because you deserve and require them, and that by first enduring and then understanding them, you may be stronger, wiser, nobler. When you have fully entered into this realization, you will be in a position to mold your own circumstances, to transmute all evil into good, and to weave, with a master hand, the fabric of your destiny. Cease to be a disobedient child in the school of experience, and begin to learn, with humility and patience, the lessons that are set for your ultimate perfection. Mediation centered upon divine realities is the very essence and soul of prayer. Wow. This is all about growth. This is all about embracing growth, embracing the challenges of your life, and moving forward with them. And this is what it's describing here. The process almost that it's describing here has been something that I've had to learn how to do, and I've had to have been taught how to do, actually, because I didn't know how to grow from my own experiences. I didn't understand what self-examination was, I guess. I just thought life happened, I felt a certain way, and I flailed around like a child for better part of 30 years. And when I came to find out and understand that there was work to be done, self-examination that needed to take place for personal growth and development, I had no idea how to do that. It started with, by earnest self-examination, strive to realize and not merely hold as a theory that evil is a passing phase, self-created shadow, that all your pain, sorrows, and misfortune have come to you by a process of undeviating and absolutely perfect law. Have come to you because you deserve and require them, and that by first enduring and then understanding them, you may be made stronger, wiser, and nobler. I didn't like that at all when I first started walking this spiritual walk. The best part about starting a spiritual lifestyle, I didn't even know I was actually starting it either, if I'm honest with you. I just started doing what people suggested I do, and that led into a spiritual lifestyle, and that led into this self-examination, inventory process, self-reflection, introspection, however you'd like to label it. And thank God for that, actually, because without it, I would have stayed right where I was. I wouldn't have grown through these things, because I avoided pain and sorrow and misfortune at all cost. And through the accumulation of my life, it meant I had to avoid a lot of things because I didn't know how to handle things. I didn't know how to handle situations, painful memories. Even, it was a tough place for me to be. And so when I was taught there was a process to this and he stated by first enduring and then understanding, meaning you have to go through it to get through it, which is a cliche I do not like, but it is true. And then understand why you feel that way. That was questions I didn't know how to ask. Like first of all, understanding what you actually feel. Like grief was a big teacher for me because you have to learn almost every emotion on the spectrum when you're grieving because it touches everything. Grief touches every area of you and your character. So I had my very close family member pass away in my early sobriety, and I'm going to say it like this. It took me long to be able to say it like this, but I was given the opportunity to learn how to live and grow through these things. And but it was definitely painful. And it still is painful from time to time when it comes around significant dates, and I think about them a lot. But it's made me stronger, wiser, nobler. It's made me be able to have a relationship with myself and my emotions and to understand where they might come from and do the inventory process to free myself from some of those emotions too, those negative self-deprecating emotions, those the anger and frustration and inducing emotions and irritability that comes along with these things, and it's taken a lot of work, and I still have more to do as life happens, and I'll be shown what the next thing is when the next thing shows up. You can only be so proactive sometimes, and it takes life coming to you. And I think that's what he's talking about when he says that all your pains, sorrows, and misfortunes have come to you by a process of undeviated and absolutely perfect law, have come to you because you deserve and require them. Oh man, that was painful. But I didn't, it took me a while to realize, I didn't deserve this person to leave my life. It wasn't like punishment. It was, the lesson really was in my emotional understanding. The lesson that I needed to learn and that was brought to me was, how do I live life without this person in it? How do I handle the emotions that I'm going through right now without getting drunk, getting high, hurting other people, pursuing empty relationships, pursuing physical pleasure or distraction of any sort? How do I actually be present in this moment with the pain and walk through it? And that's a question and a lesson I had to learn painfully, extremely painfully. And it follows it by, when you have fully entered into this realization, you will have a position to mold your own circumstances, transmute all evil into good, and to weave with a master hand the fabric of your destiny. Because when you're able to learn how to process, walk through, and change your own perspective about life, there's so much power in that. There's so much comfort and power in knowing that you get to walk through life not pain-free, but with the knowledge and full knowing that the pain and misery or sorrow and misfortune, more so pain, sorrow, and misfortune, that might come in, you will walk through and be stronger for it. And I like this, how it closed. Cease to be a disobedient child in the school of experience and begin to learn with humility and patience the lessons that are set for your ultimate perfection. I was just a flailing child for 29 years, 30 years probably, 31 years into my sobriety, before I had done enough work that I feel like I actually started to grow up. I was that flailing child it's talking about here. I say flailing because that's what I think. He says disobedient. I consider a disobedient child with arms going everywhere, kicking and screaming on the floor, because that's how it felt sometimes. That's That's how I'd felt sometimes. And it closed with mediation centered upon divine realities. It's the very essence and soul of prayer. So it's focusing on the spiritual truths that run through everything, and how everything is centered in our thoughts and our perspectives, and those spiritual principles like honesty, love, forgiveness, compassion, and all of these things. When we bring a situation into those perspectives, into that framework, divine realities is the very essence and soul of prayer, because we're growing, and that's the desire to continue to grow. So, fantastic reading again. I'm just excited for the next 2 of January, and then to see what February holds. So, thank you all for joining me today, and we'll be back again tomorrow for the 30th. Until next time, thanks.